All right. Happy Halloween, motherfuckers. Happy Halloween. All right. So we're going to talk about what actually caused the government shutdown. Now, I know a lot of people have been saying this and that. So you're going to follow along with me, whether you like it or not. That's if you actually want to watch the video. If you don't, you'll probably go watch somebody else's video. Because that tends to happen. They watch probably a few seconds of mine, and then they go, man, this guy sucks. So we're going to watch somebody else's video. So let's get into it. Hope you like the content. And if you do, in fact, subscribe, I hope it's because you actually enjoy the content, not because of what I look like or my filmography. So let's get into it. Let's go to this window right here. So here's the main page. That's a Copilot search. That's a AI type of thing, and it's dragging it from USA Today. So that's the first source I'm going to go to. Actually, I'm going to go check out CBS News. This is an older article from October 1st. Federal government again shutting down, and they've been at odds. Well, we all know that they'll always be at odds. Essential employees will stay on the job. And of course, nearly all employees, whether furloughed or not, will go without pay. I don't know. We've been through shutdowns before. And last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they end slavery in 1865? So make it make sense. So anyhow, happy Halloween, by the way. I'm on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. All right. So that's the AI. So let's see what CBS has to say about this. Again, I try to stay away from all the biased sources. So disagreements over the how to fund it. This is how it works. So I'm going to read a few things and then we're going to talk about it. Permanent loss of about $3 billion. All right, that's another one. Last one that affected me slightly was the government shutdown. Back in my college days when I studied biology, and one of the sites I had to use was a government-funded site. Anyhow. So allegedly, according to CBS News, I don't know who runs it. This is one source. Democrats have refused to help Republicans. And the majority extend from the government. The healthcare and other issues should be negotiated outside the context of funding the government. Now, obviously, in this case, the recent, the main thing going around is, the loss of SNAP benefits and what people are going to do. I'm not going to talk about that. At existing levels until. So basically, House Republicans passed what is known as a continuing resolution to keep the government funded at existing levels until November 21st. I guess it's a clean continuing resolution. So it's basically about spending. That's generally, it's always about money. So, yeah, obviously, Republicans have a majority in the House and the Senate, but you need a 60 vote threshold and only 53 Republicans. So they're going to need a few Democrats. And if they don't get that, nothing gets through. So they had their own proposal to avert a shutdown, including a permanent extension of enhanced tax credits for Americans who purchase health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Right now, I'm going through that. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. This isn't about me. And it fell short in the Senate. Both the House passed and the Democratic proposal bill, they fell short in the Senate. So according to this one, the Republicans need Democrat support. According to this article, it could be preload. During the last government shutdown, which was 34 days, so we're creeping up on there. So this is one source, all right? Let's close that out. We go to USA Today. See what they say. Now, again, I don't know who runs any of this stuff. And no, I don't want to subscribe. Fuck you. So here we go. So this one, temporary shutdown, failed to pass an appropriations bill. Let me open up what that appropriations bill actually is. Just bear with me. That's another one for USA Today. I may have to go to a different source because a lot of these sources like to be jackasses and ask for money. So, yep, you're going to have the blaming. A lot of finger pointing. A lot of finger pointing. So, Democrats voted down a Republican proposal. Let me actually see what that Republican proposal actually is. President's going to send to vote down on the government shutdown. So basically, both parties seem to be in the wrong. I mean, let's see here. So they want to demand changes to health care and a change for the votes of bypass the Senate 60 vote threshold. And, again, according to the first one, there's 53 Republicans in the Senate. And for this article, yeah, Donald Trump, well, we all know he's going to fucking think he's right about everything. All right, so this is fucking bogging down my screen. So here we go. So this is basically all how it works. So you got the Democrats and then you got the Republicans. They're all fucking blaming each other. The Democrats had their own bill that got voted down by the Republicans. The Democrats voted down the Republicans, and it's just basically a fucking pissing contest. Where everybody has to be right indefinitely until they're able to come in a suitable appropriation bill. So, all right, that's enough of that. Let's see. That's all USA Today. Democratic state sued for SNAP payments. That's Washington Post. That's British Broadcasting Centre. BBC. No, get your mind out of the gutter. And these are all like other knockoff news sites. But let me go to see. Let me just see what this one actually says. Just bear with me. All right, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's go to Washington Post. So Democrats are suing to force SNAP payments to continue. This is 3 days ago. On the verge of running out of money. Now, again, I'm going to not go too much into detail on this one, but, obviously, a lot of people are going to be affected. And there's two schools of thought, which basically tells me that, there has to be some type of audit. On who's actually, using them properly versus who's abusing the system. On the right, you got the people saying, what's up with all these women having 6 kids, with baby daddies that don't want to take care of them, And then on the left, they're saying, they're going to be affected because, there's people who work that still can't afford to eat. And that ties into the fact that, Trump basically fucking lied to us about lowering the cost of groceries. So that's a whole other subject in of itself. But, again, I'm not going to get into the how people are going to react tomorrow. I'll do a follow-up video tomorrow at some arbitrary point. But, again, clearly, well, obviously you don't work as a furloughed. And, again, last time I checked, slavery fucking ended in 1865. So, what are we trying to fucking bring it back? We should be moving forward, not backwards. Anyhow, that's really all I have for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you actually give a shit about your fellow people. And that's it. I hope you attempted to enjoy this live stream and didn't get bored and click on somebody else's video. Anyhow, over and out. I'll talk to you.